The Austin Round Rock MSA hit 5 months of inventory for the month of May. Could it be that we are entering into a buyer's market? Hi everyone, my name's Ligaya. I'm your local Austin realtor, and I made this video just for you to have a good understanding of what took place in the Austin, Georgetown, Round Rock MSA during the month of May. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of my videos that I put out like this. And let's go for a walk through the domain as we break down what took place in the housing market last month.
Before we get into the numbers for May, let's just highlight 4 factors that impact the housing market on a national and local level.
Mortgage rates being number one, affecting us at a national level. In the spring, we saw rates in the high sixes, with the peak happening in May at about 7.2% and then falling back down to the high sixes. A local factor would be the decline in sales prices, but it hasn't declined enough to offset mortgage rates. In Austin, home prices have stayed elevated, and this is considering more buyers in the market and the higher interest rates. But keep in mind, the market is still cooling down from prices in 2020 to 2021 and some parts of 2022. Another factor to consider on a national and a local level is the labor market. So on a national level, the labor market is doing strong. That is also a big factor as to why the feds haven't cut the rates yet. Locally in Austin, the labor market has slowed down. We did see a peak in job growth during 2021 and 2022 and some parts of 2023. However, since then, it's slowed down.
And as you know, the housing and labor market are intertwined, which corresponds to why we're seeing a slower period of growth.
So let's go ahead and unpack the housing report for the month of May. So the May housing report for the Austin, Round Rock, and Georgetown MSA wasn't the strongest month. I did mention earlier that interest rates increased during the month of May, which had an overall impact on our closed sales, which were down year over year, and median sales prices were also down by 0.4% year over year. But look at this, new listings were up year over year, which is pretty consistent with what we've been seeing since the month of March. But to break it down even more, the city of Austin has also seen a 40% increase in new listing, also having them the highest with months of inventory, which is now at 6.2 months of inventory. That's about 2.7 months more than what we saw in May of 2023. Travis County also saw a 16.3% increase in year-over-year listings, but they're actually the county with the smallest amount of increase in listings. Their months of inventory did increase as well, putting them at 5.6 months of inventory. Williamson County also saw a 34% year-over-year increase for the month of May in listings, and their months of inventory has increased to 3.9 months. Hayes County also saw a year-over-year increase of 21% in new listings, and their months of inventory has hiked up to 4.9 months of inventory. Meanwhile, Bastrop County has saw a decrease by 1.4%, which is the highest decrease we've seen across all 5 metros, and their months of inventory has increased to 5.5 months of inventory. Caldwell County has also seen a decrease in listings by 0.8%, and their months of inventory is actually the lowest across all 5 metros. And they do have the highest close to list price, which is at 97%. Speaking of close to list price, most of the counties were hovering at about 95%, with Caldwell County being number 1 at 97%, and then Williamson County coming in number 2 at 96%. And all close to list price really tells you is how much sellers are getting to the asking price of their home. So how does this compare to last year's numbers? Well, if you look at the data, we did see a positive movements in the market from the months of January to April, and then a slowdown in May, and then in 2022, we also had a slowdown in May. So maybe the data is telling us that May is not the best month for buyers. What do you think? So how do we explain the increase in active listings? Well, let's talk about that over a cup of coffee. When you compare the numbers now, it shows that sellers are more willing to list their home on their market for sale this year. And homes are sitting on the market a lot longer, and that shows in months of inventory. That also shows in the number of active listings increasing every month. And to add to that, buyers are now seeing more opportunity in the housing market. Remember, when interest rates increase, first-time homebuyers were the first ones to retreat. But now they've come to terms where the rates are, and they know they can take their time purchasing because there's more inventory available on the market. So what do you think? Have we entered into a buyer's market yet, or is the market still balancing out? I want to know. And once again, I'm Ligaya, your local Austin realtor. Don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe before you leave, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up to date on all the latest real estate insights for the Austin area. Stay tuned for the next video.